Hello, my friends. This is Rabbi Aharon Dobinsky coming to you today from the holy city of Jerusalem in Israel. Good morning to everybody. Everybody getting ready for Shabbos. Enjoy. Have a great one ahead. Today we're going to talk about something I call, and the eyes have it. Eye. It's such a little word. It's one letter, but it's such a powerful word. Not only is it a powerful word, but it's a representation of other things even more powerful. For example, I did this, I did that, I want this, I want that, I get this, I get that. You notice a pattern? I. What does that tell you? That my ego is way beyond where it should be. My thought should not be of I. My thought should not be the desire to receive for myself alone, but to be able to share with my brethren, to be able to do what is good for the entire world, not just for me. That's a small, basic thing with I. Let's talk about the other eyes. Let's talk about idolatry. Idolatry. It's all over the place, and it's being slapped down by Hashem. What do you mean? There's no idolatry? No. I don't think that you have a graven image in your house. I don't think that you have pictures of idols, or that you worship and you get on your knees and you beg and you pray to idols. No, I don't. But idolatry is more than just that. It's much more far encompassing. This is out of the Zohar. Let me read this to you very quickly. All of us are idol-worshipping nations, to one degree or another. Idolatry does not pertain to man-made statues and icons before which we bow down. An idol is defined as any material possession or external situation that controls our emotions and behaviors. Our negative tendencies lead us to become worshippers of wealth, disciples of decadence. We are adorers of images. Football players, basketball players, singers, actors, etc. The images and icons of our culture and the self-image we feel we must project to others. It's a different thing to look at, isn't it? And that's how we have been. However, guess what? With COVID-19, there is no athletics. There is no theater. There is no movies. There is no concerts. All of these idols have been pushed to the side by the creator of the universe, because he stopped the entire world in order to do this for us. So let's go back to reinforce this to last week's Parsha, to the Haftorah of Balak, which comes from Micah. And I'm going to read again. You know I don't do this very much, but it's important that I read this to you. And it shall be on that day that the word of Hashem, I will cut down your horses from your midst, I will cause your chariots to be lost, I will cut down the cities of your land, and I will raise all your strongholds. I will cut out wizardry from your hand. Soothsayers there will not be for you. And I will cut down your graven idols, your pillars from your midst, and you shall never again prostrate yourself to your handiwork. And I will uproot your idol trees from your midst, and I will destroy your cities. In anger and fury will I inflict vengeance upon the nations that do not listen. Strong stuff. Oddly, they both came in this last week together. It doesn't happen in coincidences. There are no coincidences in Torah. When something comes together, there's a reason it comes together. And that's because the idolatry that is being practiced on our planet is not necessarily, bowing to Buddha. It's sometimes bowing to money. It's sometimes bowing to all the things we just talked about here, to all of these stars. You wear a shirt with somebody else's name on the back, and you don't think that you're getting into the area of idol worship? Of course you are. Anybody is. It's not an intentional thing. I'm not saying you mean to do that. I'm not saying that's your intent when you do it. However, that is the end result, whether we like it or not. That is the end result. And we have to be very much aware of that. Why? Because that's one of the reasons we're going through what we're going through right now. I told you we have to do teshuvah. And some people have contacted me afterwards and said to me, "Teshuvah for what? I haven't done anything wrong. I'm keeping Torah. I'm doing all the things I'm supposed to be doing. I do everything that I'm supposed to do. What do I do teshuvah for?" Well, let's start with idol worship. Let's start with the fact that we give credence to things that should not get credence. There is only one. Ein od milvado. There is only one. That is Hashem. he gets all the kavod, he gets all the worship, he gets the attention that we would, and without even thinking about it, take away from him, siphon from him, and give to these other sources. That's not where we need to be. So that's the next I, idolatry. Idolatry is the next I. It needs to be removed. We need to take care of it. We need to do teshuvah for this and help other people who don't realize it also to do teshuvah for this. You know, we have families. When I talk to you as a representative of you, your close family, your extended family, your friends, anybody that you can get the message to you, they have to understand we're not playing here. We've had 2 tremendous hits between COVID-19 and the world terrorism and everything. Oh, by the way, I should tell you, Hashem is helping with getting rid of the idols. If you haven't noticed the news lately, statues all over the world are coming down. I'm not saying these statues aren't important people, Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, whoever. That's not the point. The point is, it's a way of showing that we do not want to have idols in our life. They're not idols necessarily. We may admire their work, we may do things, but this tells us unequivocally that this is the kind of thing that Hashem wants. Get the idols out of your life. And if he has to, he'll take a bunch of thugs and terrorists and have them pull the idols down. Because you see, even they have a purpose, and that maybe is part of their purpose. I'm not saying that the time won't come when they will go up again, because they are actually a reminder of what makes a lot of countries great. But for right now, everything, every trace of idolatry must disappear. So this is one of the things. And what's the next thing? What's the next I? I think I already just blurted it out early, but the next I is immorality. The world was destroyed by a flood, a Mabu. And Noah and his family were the only ones who survived the flood. The only ones. Why did this come upon the earth? Well, it says in Torah that that at the time there was too much robbery and too much violence on the earth. And that's what you see in Torah. When you go to Gemara, you see more than this. It tells us that it was immorality. It was terrible. It was rampant. It was men sleeping with men, women sleeping with women, men sleeping with animals, women sleeping with animals, animals sleeping with the wrong kinds of animals, deers sleeping with elephants. God forbid. Who knows what it was? We weren't there. We didn't see it. That's where the animals had to go too, because they were just as corrupted at that time as were the people. So here we are now, living in a society which is condoning all the things I just told you about. They're condoning all of it. They're condoning the fact that men think that they're really women and they should be able to be treated as women. They should be able to compete as women. They should be in the world to be treated as women, even though they are men. Women want to be treated as men. They want to tell everybody they're not really a woman. I was born a woman, but I should have been born a man. Really? Ooh, you mean Hashem made a mistake? Not bloody likely. If you're a woman, it's because you're supposed to be. If you're a man, it's because you're supposed to be. If you are attracted to people of the same sex, you'll tell me there's nothing I can do about it. Well, that's almost as ridiculous as telling me I'm a kleptomaniac. There's nothing I can do about it. I have to steal. I'm a murderer. There's nothing I can do about it. I have to kill. It can be altered. And I've known several cases where it has been. So don't tell me it can't be done, because I know it can be done. You have to have the desire, and a very strong desire, because it's one of the most difficult klipot to fix. It's a very hard thing to fix this. It's one of the hardest. It means when you came into this world, you had more to fix than most anybody else. That does not relieve you of your responsibility to try. Now, are the people who went from being homosexual to being straight, are they happy at it? I don't know. How do you know if anybody's really happy? The ones I know seem to be very satisfied with their lifestyle. However, again, the argument, I can't help myself, does not hold. It doesn't hold for anything. It doesn't hold for idol worship. It doesn't hold for immorality. It doesn't hold for anything that you do which is against Torah. And make no mistake about it. It's the one thing, and it was mentioned twice, where Hashem said, this is an abomination before me. Now, I don't know about you, but abomination doesn't leave much room for interpretation. It tells me that's what it is. I'm sorry if you have gay people in your family. I have some in mind myself. Do you love them? Yes, I love mine too. Am I happy about it? No. Do they know I'm not happy about it? Yes. They know that I do not approve of this lifestyle, and I would like them to change. Are they going to do it? Who knows? Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Maybe those in your life will, maybe they won't. But you have to understand, when a government starts legalizing this and making it's okay, it is legal for a man to marry a man or a woman to marry a woman or a woman to marry her dog. God forbid. And you wonder why Hashem is beating up on us. He's beating up on us because we've gone so far off the path that we need something drastic to bring us back. You know, when I was a kid, my father, Aharon, used to come home from a hard day's work, sit at the table for dinner. Yes, in those days we actually ate dinner as a family. And we would talk like kids do. And sometimes they'd get a little bit out of line. We get a little obstreperous. And my father, Aharon, would get up, leave the table, come back, and had this big leather belt with a big buckle on it. It was coiled like a snake ready to strike. And he put it on the table in front of him, and you could hear a pin drop through the rest of dinner. Did he ever use it on us? Did he ever hit us with it? I can't say I remember even once. I'm not. Does that mean he'd never touch us? No. When the time came and we needed to get what I used to call an attention getter, he'd give us a little slap on the hiney. Yeah, that was that, and that's okay. And beat a child, but a little slap on the hiney is not a bad idea sometimes to get attention, to get them to do what it is they need to do. Because at the end of the day, and I sometimes think some of us have forgotten about this, we're the ones in control. We're the parent. They're the child. At the end of the day, we have to control them because we know better than what they know. So we have to do these things. We have to change. These are all the eyes. By the way, there's another eye that I didn't even mention. These eyes. If you're looking at things you're not supposed to be looking at, and that includes a whole lot of things. If you're married particularly, and you're looking at other women, if you're a woman, you're looking at other men, this is bad. We have to have shmirat einayim. We have to guard our eyes. That's the other eye. So you see, eye is small, but eye is big. It's extremely big. And if we do not pay attention to it, remember last week we have one strike, COVID-19. We had two strikes, terrorism. I don't even want to think what the third strike might be, my friends. It would be so horrible. The ones that before were so horrible, I can't even imagine. But I guarantee you this, if it's necessary, I guarantee you it will bring us to our knees. And if we make the change we need to make, and we do self-reflection, and we do get ourselves to self-redemption, as many of us as possible, we'll bring the final redemption in the building of the third Beit HaMikdash. Rabbi, Amenu, Amen. My friends, have a great Shabbos. Have a great week ahead. Please, I beg you to listen to what I'm saying and to spread it as much as you possibly can. God bless. All the best.